What's going on, everyone? It's OxxyOG, and today we got a good one. It's a 14 Ecodome Aldani. We're 704 item level using Soleil's Gambit and Arakara Sack Brood. I used Gambit to get Mastery from, I think, my Death Knight here. And we are running Mountain Thane, so got a lot of things to talk about in this dungeon. I love this dungeon, but man, this first pool, let's talk there first. So just take a look. First pool, I get one reset throughout the entire lust here. It's absolutely miserable. Oh my goodness. But regardless, I love this dungeon. The packs feel great. I get stuck on this stupid barrel or box, whatever it is. End up living it just fine. I hadn't seen this as the first pool before. I usually see back a little ways, so this was interesting, but ended up going pretty well. But for Thunderblast resets, I got close to nothing. It was horrible. I want to talk about something specifically with this first boss, because in my previous runs, I was doing something completely wrong. And throughout a couple of pings from my teammates here, I started to realize that maybe I didn't quite know what I was doing, and I'm always down to accept that. So let's talk about the first boss. So first boss is Azakar. Spawns these little mite ads that pop around the room on top of you. You want to stay stacked for, and then there comes to be a time that you'll get these like pools dropped on you, like giant circles that you need to take out. And for the longest time, I was taking them in, like I was taking them on top of the boss's hitbox, because I figured I can keep damaging, no harm, no foul. It's in the boss's hitbox during the intermission. You can't actually get hurt by it, because you don't want to go in the boss's hitbox or you'll die. So I figured it was like a no-brainer to put it there. Well, it turns out that those pools, 4 of them come out in total, and they actually do damage to players, but they also do damage to the enemies. So you put them on the predetermined spots of the mites as they come out, and then during the intermission, you actually just they just melt, and it also slows their movement speed so they don't go in so quick. So watch how my teammates put them here. One of the guys is correct, the other is a little bit off center. I think you want to put it in like a 4 corners, like cross type deal of how we're looking at the boss right now. Keep an eye on the intermission. So I go into the boss's hitbox, which I thought was very cool. The Death Knight drops it right on our whole group, and so they take some mad damage, but that's okay. So if I would have put them on where you see the ads spawning, the ads would be both slowed and take damage, and that's going to happen during the intermission as well. So let's take a look here. It's pretty easy to blast on this boss. You get cooldowns up for most things. You just got to hope for Thunderblast resets. So you can see these mites would have spawned on a pool, and then they take damage. If you look at the mites over to the left, you can see they had a debuff when they were standing in the pool, like a little bubbly blue debuff. That's for them taking damage, and also a slow debuff while in there. So actually very important, because I had noticed that these mites travel very quickly, and they get to the boss really fast if you don't utilize CC and stuff, and this is why, because you're supposed to be dropping the pools in certain spots. So take note of where each of these spawns are and drop them accordingly, and I'll take the L on that one. I was incorrect about the best way to play this boss, and that's totally fine. So I did want to mention, when the countdown goes off, if you charge back, because I was gonna, like, to optimize damage, leap out, and then right once I get the regurgitation on me, charge back in. If you charge back in early, like after the countdown goes off, they will still, it'll still follow you, the projectile, and it'll place it like on the boss. So here's where my team is like, yo, you need to put it over here, and that's my fault. So actually just wasn't aware of it, but I started to notice it. It was like, oh shoot, okay. Okay, so a couple other things. I'm going to reference back to the Rookery for anyone who's familiar with it. Later in the dungeon, there's a part where you get these big Voidstone monstrosities that when they get to 50% health, they start casting this big AoE pulse, right? And so you would focus every other mob until they got to 50% health, and then you would swap to them. So that's going to be the same mentality that I use for the shield ads out here. I think they're called like Sentinels. You'll see them right after this boss, because once you break their shield, they start spawning these little purple pools, like shimmer pools, and it hurts. And they start filling up the area, and the tank still has to point the cleave. And so when I get into these packs with these shield ads, I always focus everything else until the shield's about to break, and then I full send on the shield ad, because you don't want to break the shield right away if you're able to kill other things. You can see here how I charged and it put it at the boss because I waited for the countdown but charged and it didn't hit me yet, and so the pool dropped where I charged to instead of where I was. So I was kind of messing with this, seeing if I could, like, these phase blades and stuff, they hurt. You gotta watch your line. Like, there's a lot of purple around here, and it's a lot of floor watching. But yeah, I tried to stop focusing the sentinels, because if you break their shield right away, you're just dealing with everything at once. And so this was kind of my philosophy on this. And then I would just full send on them right once their shield breaks. So let's go over a couple other things from this dungeon. Second boss, just make sure that during the Nexus Blitz, Arcane Blitz, that you're putting the dashes through the boss. I think you have to hit 6 of them in order for the boss to go into the two target cleave phase, and that's usually when people are lusting. It's a very, very slim window that you have, though. Let's see. So the route near the end before the last boss, Soul Scribe, is really funky. I think people are still kind of figuring out what works best. The one that we did here was actually pretty solid. The haste buff on the pylons is really good. You can kind of just full send cooldowns like all the time. I was feeling great. Usually in groups we aren't doing very big of pools, but in this one we actually did, and it was a lot of fun. Last boss, Soul Scribe. I played this one kind of funky. It was I kept thinking that I was picking up the clone or whatever, and I wasn't, and then I'd almost die for it. It was scary. So you'll see me pop defensives thinking that I'm gonna get hit by the cone from the boss. But yeah, just try to spread out picking up your damage buff, the little echoes that get put out. Try, especially in the intermission phase when you can get up to 30%, try to stall it out a little bit, because if you pick them up all at once, you're only getting like 8 seconds of buff. If you pick them up like one, go through like 6 seconds of that buff, pick the next one up, now it extends it to another 9 seconds or whatever, and you now are at 20% damage buff, and then pick the third one up, and now you've extended it another 9 seconds, and blah blah blah. So that's how I was playing that one. The fight feels great. I love it. Warrior just like feels like it pumps on it, so that's great. I hope you all enjoy. I'll let you watch the rest of the video. You have any questions about this dungeon? I know it's new. There's a lot to it. Let me know. I had a lot of fun on it. Honestly, a 14 felt pretty simple, so I'm looking forward to pushing higher. Hoping that I can get like Astral Antenna here soon for the good extra damage, but Solia's Gambit's been doing me justice for now. So until next time, I thank you all for watching, and be sure to like, comment, subscribe for more, and let me know what you think. I will see you all out there, and have a great day. I'm out. Peace.
Rallying cry in 8th. built this place on the high temple of Koresh and questioned my wrath.
It was the only place our plans stood a chance of success.
Wrath brought nothing but destruction! You have no right to this power!
We did fail you, but destroying the dome will only hurt Koresh.
Rallying cry in 8.
A vision of your fate! A vision of your fate! Fate written in suffering! Well done, mortal.
So much wasted. All to honor an oath for a dying, treacherous king.